Good morning, everybody. Good morning to our city, which has been occupied by basketball fanatics and reporters. Yeah, woohoo! And is filled with people wearing red, either because they're at the Lunar New Year parade or they're celebrating an elongated Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. And what else is going on in our fair city these days? We have the celebration of President's Day weekend, or the uncelebration of it. There's some going on tomorrow in Oakland, I saw. So welcome to the tumult and the challenge and the joy and the chaos of life in San Francisco and the Bay Area, and for the opportunity to step into a space to reflect together. It's wonderful to see familiar faces. It's wonderful to see new faces. Each of you change who we are, who the we is when we are together. There's a poem by Marge Piercy that we'll read in service someday called The Low Road that I rediscovered recently, where she talks about the hope of what happens when we come together. And she ends the poem saying, "It starts when you say we and know who you mean, and each day mean one more." So it's wonderful to see all of you here. If you are visiting for the first time, I would just make sure that you have an order of service, and you're welcome to anything that's happening in the life of the congregation. There are little visitor cards, or connection cards, so we can send you the weekly e-newsletter and the live stream link in case you can't be here on a Sunday morning. Last week, while I was not here, I attended 3 different Unitarian Universalist services around the country. I'm happy to say and be reminded of all the ways in which our larger family of faith is doing great witness to what this moment is asking of us in the spirit of larger love and justice. So I do want to say, too, that the we that we say means if you're an immigrant and you are have legal status or not, you are part of the we. If you are a person who is trans in a world that doesn't recognize your designation on your driver's license or passport, you are part of the beloved we here. All of us are part of the beloved we, and we work hard to hold that standard up in the world of the worth and dignity of all people. So welcome, beloveds. I want to thank our AV team, Shuli and Jonathan Silk, Shuli Ong, and who do we have up there? Is it Eli? Lovely to see all of you helping bring us to the folks who are joining from wherever this morning finds you. And thanks also to our ushers. Thanks to the folks who did the beautiful flowers. I found Amy Kelly in the sanctuary yesterday sitting while Reiko practiced bringing flowers. And I'll remind everybody that studies have shown that fresh flowers increase our happiness. So, if you want to take some out and take them home, you can. Don't tell Amy that I said it was okay. And Carrie Steer-Salvas, Amy's up there, she heard me, oh well. Anyway, so then I didn't give you permission. Judy Payne and Athena Papadakos also helped bring the natural world into our space, which we're so grateful for every week. Thanks to Francisco Castellanos and to Calvin Jones, and who else did I see this morning? Matias Pineda, who are our sextons who are readying the space and turning it over so that everything that happens here can happen. To Joan Rost, I saw welcoming folks in the lobby, so I hope you feel welcomed. I think Asani maybe is monitoring chat today, but whoever's monitoring chat, thank you. Oh, it's Emma sitting in the rows. Great, thank you for that. Thanks to everybody who's making our programming and worship lives possible. Guests, if you need bathrooms, they're down the hall. There are same-sex bathrooms just around the corner and non-binary, gender-inclusive bathrooms on the left. If you have a pet, the pets are taking over, but officially this is a pet section over here on the right. So if you want to sit with the pets specifically in their section, you can. If you are worried about COVID and you want to sit in a masked-only section, you can sit over to my left. Chelsea didn't bring her puppy today, but she promised next week she's bringing her 4-month-old puppy. So if you want to sit next to a puppy, you can sit in the pet section with Chelsea next week. If you need a hearing-assisted device, the ushers have them in the back. Please go ahead and get one. And if there's anything else that you need in future weeks that you don't have now to make you feel happy and comfortable and welcome, please let us know. We'd like to make you feel as comfortable as possible. I want you to breathe in with me and breathe out all that is not serving you. Be in your body. Remember that you have one. Though the rushing around and the trauma of the world can disconnect us from our own bodies. Bring yourself fully to this hour, which is looking at the arts and engaging in the arts as part of how to continue a practice of claiming and reclaiming our full humanity. On the back of your order of service, you may have noticed that there is a coloring mandala. There are batches of coloring pencils in the back. There are some up here on this table if you want to. Studies have shown that coloring actually reduces our stress level and centers us, and that doodling increases our analytical ability. So who knew? All the things you were told not to do in elementary school in your notes and notepad are good for you. So please color away, sing loudly, bring your full selves, move if you feel moved to. Bring your full selves to this time and place and to the sacred purposes for which we gather. Welcome. It's symbolic. Don't worry about it, Matthias. It's an installation. It's an important symbol of, come on, it's an art service. Let's do it. Really. Of going up, and that it's that we do it step by step, not all at once, that it can feel precarious to rise higher and higher towards our higher selves, but ultimately our perspective is much richer, and we can light the candles if we do that. Yeah. One more thing. Thank you, Jonathan. So because of, I want to say this the way I wrote it, because I think I took some time to think about it. I want to name that some of our trans and immigrant folks no longer feel safe having their real names spoken or listed in public places, and things like live streams that are posted on YouTube would be an example. So I'm super grateful to have my worship associate companion with me today, and some of you may know her by a different name, but in this, and you can call her that when you see her outside of worship, but for the purposes of worship, I welcome Maria as my co-creator in worship this morning. And I look forward to the day when we do not have to feel like hiding our identities is necessary in the heaviness of this world.
Please join me in saying the words of the Unison Chalice lighting. The words are printed in your order of service. If you're watching on LiveStream, feel free to light your own candle or chalice at home. We light this chalice for the light of truth, the warmth of love, and the fire of commitment. We light this symbol of our faith as we gather together. Now let's take time to greet one another. If you are watching on live stream, feel free to introduce yourself and say where you're from.